and gentlemen, welcome to 80s Wrestling Con. And I'm joined by very special guests, the Orient Express, as well as Max Moon. I know what you're thinking. We're going to have to do some explaining here. Exactly where's Max Moon? So I will introduce. Okay, we have Pat Tanaka, and next to me,
Kato.
No.
We're screwed.
Oh, wait a minute. He's Kato. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I have a mask
Okay. We're already off to confusing the hell out of me. My blood pressure went up. I got nervous as hell. Okay, so just to reset, with Pat Tanaka, and then we have Kato, of course, as well as Max Moon. So tune into 80swrestlingcon.com. Get your orders in now. I am Nikos Ricos. Gentlemen, are you ready?
We are ready as we can be.
Just a heads up.
He has to put his mask back on. I don't know who he is.
Are we doing that? I made the suggestion maybe we do like an Adam West Batman thing where we're switching off masks. So bear with us, folks. Either way, Max Moon is here. He's somewhere at the table. So we're going to figure that out as the orders come in, as your autographs come in. I am Nikos Ricos. And we do have, we have a lot to follow here because Steve Kern Skinner.
Oh, man, yeah.
Haku, they brought the stories, they brought the laughs, they had a strong opener.
Yeah,
but,
sure
I'm thinking we're going to pull it together, have a strong start.
Man, I don't know. I sure
I'm
hope
still
so.
trying to get over this. After all these years, he took off the mask, and I'm looking at him going, why?
All right, well, we are going to start it off. So, to Eric from Winderman, right away, hard to pronounce, Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. I'm going to say Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. That is to Eric.
Okay.
From the Orient Express.
And silver.
So don't forget to get your orders at 80swrestlingcon.com. Coming up, we have Jake the Snake Roberts back with Ryan Moore. And we also
Eric.
To Eric once again, Eric Webner.
All right.
Looks like he's taking the
There we go.
same guy from the town in Pennsylvania that's super hard to pronounce.
All right.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's find a silver.
And don't forget, we are live on Facebook Live, taking questions, comments. Keep it classy, keep it professional.
All right.
Already getting the love.
All right. Thank you.
We have Jeremy Gibson, who's thanking you guys for being here today. Barry Hatchett, you can't order here on Facebook Live. Order 80swrestlingcon.com. And we have to James. He's asking to please add the Orient Express. So we have James Savage from Elmwood Park, Illinois. Awesome pictures of you guys with the infamous Mr. Fuji. And we have a question from Brian Fisher. He said, was there a storyline that you pitched to Vince that was either tossed or declined that you wish he would have used?
No, not really. We weren't in the position to pitch anything to Vince. We just kind of did what was asked of us.
Gotcha.
And, pleasure doing it.
And of course, I had a feeling this was going to come every single time that somebody who worked with the infamous Mr. Fuji, everybody's asking any Mr. Fuji stories, which I'm sure we're going to have.
Too many, but
one.
I guess, I don't know, we can...
Feel free to pick and choose as we keep it moving along here. To Dan Jor. And he's awesome picture of you guys with, again, Mr. Fuji.
Well, I have a Mr. Fuji story that actually Pat was not a part of.
Okay, he's sick.
We were in San Antonio, and Orient Express was supposed to wrestle the Rockers. Pat had injured his knee, so he wasn't there. Mr. Fuji wound up being my partner that night. And, nothing was explained to me. Mr. Fuji started a match with Marty Jannetty. Oh, wow. And he right away took over on him, started beating up Marty Jannetty. He's laying on the ground. And Mr. Fuji does his famous bow to the audience. And Marty Jannetty, down on the ground, reaches up, grabs the back of Fuji's pants and pulls him down, exposing his rear, and a piece of toilet paper falls out.
Oh. Never heard that one.
And that was the end of that. And people just died laughing. That was the one time I was really glad I had a mask on in the corner because I was howling. And yeah, man, that was,
God.
Everybody's got stories with like Fuji, just like an endless amount, it seems.
Yes,
for anybody
absolutely.
who worked with Mr. Fuji. To Matt Stevens from Taylor's, South Carolina. Nicholas Pomeroy.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, bro.
Nicholas Pomeroy says, "Love your match with the Rockers at Royal Rumble 1991. That was a phenomenal match."
I appreciate it.
Phenomenal match.
Yeah, man, I think, you know, really one of my favorite matches that I've ever been involved in, just the same. And I'm glad that, you know, we could entertain and kind of felt like, you know, it might have been a little bit ahead of its time. So, but
definitely.
anytime you know, have Shawn Michaels and Marty, we had great chemistry and had some awesome matches with them. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
That was actually ranked, I believe, off WWE as one of the top 5 best Royal Rumble matches that wasn't the actual Rumble itself. They actually ranked that in the top 5.
Wow, I didn't know that. Very cool. Very cool.
We have another one, to Marshall and Marshall Hodge, who's from Murfreesboro,
Tennessee.
God.
Yeah, man.
Right on. I remember those days.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a great time.
Michael Turo said it's bad company, always on the run. Kyle James was asking how it was working with the Rockers. With you.
Oh man, yeah, unbelievable. I mean, that is just.
The reason that we knew that our match was good at Royal Rumble is because we had the best time of our lives, and they're laughing and having a great time. You know, that's how you know.
Yeah.
Did the higher ups, this is from Jared Sanchez, did they ever pitch a face turn for the Orient Express?
No.
No face turn for you guys.
No face turn.
Chris Briggs says hello from Massachusetts.
Right on.
And this is to Michael from Bloomingburg. Jeremy Gibson said, best tag team in the business. Thank you for all the memories.
Man, thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much.
it. Really feel humbled by that opinion. We just tried to do the best we could, work hard, and did what was asked of us. So appreciate the.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thanks, Michael.
Nate Nizzle was asking regarding that infamous Royal Rumble 1991 match. He says, was it true it was only supposed to be 5 minutes?
Wasn't even supposed to be that long.
Really?
No. We had sort of unlimited time.
Because that was a good amount of time.
Yeah. We had about 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, there really wasn't a time limit. So, because I mean, you know, with the Royal Rumble, the actual Royal Rumble match, you have some leeway as far as how it's going to go.
Because that's like a 1 hour match.
Yeah.
It's usually just like maybe we have a show right in front of you.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Well,
okay.
yeah, let's
right.
take a break.
We're going to take a breather here.
The dark side of the moon.
Nobody just, I'm not even sure how many people behind the camera. Tommy, did you see what happened? No, that was the first ever.
No.
Nobody saw what happened just now.
Dark side of the
I
moon.
think I'm going to be.
Besides myself,
I'm ruined.
Orient
I'm
Express,
ruined.
he can't unsee it. Ace, did you see what happened? Anybody
my
see what
God.
just happened? Show of
I'm
hands.
ruined.
We're the only ones. What?
Jesus.
Wow.
I saw the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
We we just saw all of Skinner.
Right. Pink Floyd.
We saw all of Skinner's skin.
Pink Floyd just came in the door.
Yeah, just now right in front of us.
Showed us the
So-
dark side of the moon.
Right next to the camera, Skinner's ass, bare ass, was looking
Right.
right at us. To go off
I thought
that,
it was marshmallows.
we have Doug Harvey. It says Doug Harvey.
Doug? Absolutely. Yeah.
Michelle Martinez worked with Randy Orton. Nobody here works with Randy Orton.
No, that was a little
say,
after our
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Because you guys did
with-
reunite on the Indies,
work with
correct?
my dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe she and Bob.
Yeah, not Randy. Here, hold on to this.
And we have a picture here Bill DeSamaris from Warwick, Rhode Island.
Wow. Bill, thank you.
How was it working under Like you were actually, you're obviously Kato, but then you're obviously Max Moon as well. So
Yeah.
a couple different characters under the
Right.
mask.
At first, it obviously took some getting used to,
Mm.
but no, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad at all. After a while, I just got used to it and stuff, and
I never even knew he was, Max Moon. He was just Kato. Because he wore that other thing, that other mask, so I
Yeah.
didn't know who he was. So I didn't know he was my partner.
Right. As long as he was there. We have to Juro Vrankovic in Australia.
Oh, wow.
All the way
Right
from
on.
Australia, watching this morning.
judo.
Marvin Gaye, yes, that
I
is.
teach that.
So that name right there, I'm not sure. I don't know how many people know, but anyway, so I was born in what used to be Yugoslavia.
Mm-hmm.
I am Croatian, so judo. I'm not sure if he might be Croatian, so
Oh.
whatever. He's something. A lot of them in Australia. So thank you, judo.
There you go. I said DJ Euro. I thought it like spaced out. I thought that was a nickname. Juro.
That actually is a letter in the our
Yeah.
alphabet. A J.
So we do
Really?
have people who send in
Really? DJ?
like, gimmick names to be signed.
Oh
So
no,
that's what I
judo
thought.
is definitely not a gimmick.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
No.
Really?
Sorry, Juro, in case you're watching. My
Judo.
apologies.
That's how you put it?
Judo, yeah.
Judo. Yeah, I teach that.
Oh, yeah,
wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
Different.
Pete Simmons says, great team in the AWA. Do you have any AWA stories?
Oh, God.
Any experiences?
Yeah. Diamond Dallas Page was our manager, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
DDP is your manager.
Yeah,
Right.
sure did.
In the AWA.
Yeah.
Wish he was here now with Haku and Steve Kern doing such an awesome job, and we never did a whole lot of talking, so
Yeah.
we needed a mouthpiece. So DDP did that for us. Too bad he's not here right now.
I mean, he like started out doing that, and then he like got
Yeah,
started out
right,
managing
right.
a lot of teams.
Yeah.
We have this is to Bill Nolan.
All right, Bill.
Brian Fisher is asking. I mean, I think I like know the answer, but I'll just let you take it on this one. He said, "Did Vince fire Sato?
Did what?
Did Vince fire Sato?"
No.
Sato.
No. Sato had a.
He had stepped away.
Yeah, no, he went into the office. They gave him an office job.
Yeah.
And he got a better job than we did. Believe you me, he went
Yeah.
to the office, and I asked if we could be a team instead of them giving me the axe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Stay with the Orient Express and hire someone else.
Right.
Paul.
Absolutely. This is to Jason Osborne from Farmington, Minnesota.
All right.
Got a lot of comments coming in saying how Bad Company still the best entrance music.
It was my favorite song.
That was a great song to go to the ring to, for sure. Too bad we never got a chance to meet Bad Company.
I mean, that was back in the day before, like now, if you just take a song and just use it, that's not, like, there's all these royalties and whatnot. I mean, that is not as simple as, like, it once was.
Right.
To just pull some music like that.
Well, no, I mean, we had to do it for an AW. We had to, I guess they had gone and asked.
Oh, like, figured
Yeah,
out
they got
permission.
and paid whatever the royalties were on it.
Jeremy
I know
Gibson,
that was, part of it.
Jeremy Gibson was asking, who is the best opponents that you guys enjoyed wrestling against the most?
Oh God, there's many opponents that we love to be working against, and I mean, how could you really even, I don't know, pick between all those people that we work with?
I think, for me, well, like we mentioned the Rockers, and that was where we had like a competitive match. But as far as we worked with LOD, Legion of Doom, for a while, and our job at that point was to get bounced around, and that was really, I really appreciated doing that, putting them over. And for me, I enjoyed that, even though I was the one taking the doomsday device every single night or twice on Saturday and Sundays. But so for me, and again, just different kind of fun, like bushwhackers. Man, it was a lot of fun. But that was
like character
way
gimmick,
different.
right?
Yeah. Than working with the Rockers or LOD, whatever. So I mean, you know, we loved the business and we loved doing what we did. So it just tried to make the best out of facing whoever we went up, and it was always fun because we were entertaining the fans.
Right on.
And you know, that's kind of, people don't realize once you get in front of a crowd and you hear the response, booing or cheering, whatever the case may be. Hell, man, I probably would have done it for nothing at some point. It was good that, you know, we made some money at it, but yeah, you know, that's, you kind of just, you want to perform and you want to entertain, and that's what this business is all about.
Right on. And as we continue on, this is to Dustin Dubuque in Menomonee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So I have the most challenging, apparently, names and locations today.
Right on,
I feel
Dustin.
Man, some weird names.
Kyle James, absolutely. He said you guys competed in one of the best tag team eras in the WWE.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I'd have to
I think
agree.
that's how we learned.
You know, you had tag teams that stayed tag teams for quite a while together. So yeah, for sure, I think so.
And this is to John Saktes. I'm literally getting to me, like the most difficult names and locations. Like I was always good in English. Like these are my strong suits, and this is the most challenging part by far. From Nate Nizzle, this is for Paul. He says, "Were you worried about hurting Shawn Michaels when you had the match with him in 2000 for TWA?"
Sorry, what was that?
He was asking, were you worried about hurting Shawn when you had the match with him in 2000 for TWA?
No.
When
no.
Shawn was like post
Yeah.
his big back injury.
No, because, you know, I've been around him for quite a while. I mean, you know, I was working for him, basically, been around him days after days, and we had a wrestling school, and he was doing stuff there. So I knew, you know, he was ready. And actually, probably the main reason why we did a hardcore match was because, you know, it just didn't involve a whole lot of bumping. It was a different, you know, kind of using all the different gimmicks and things for the match. So yeah, no, I wasn't worried about it at all. And because if he had been concerned, he would have never done it.
Gotcha.
So,
right,
yeah.
of course. And this is to Tim Rear.
All right. Tim.
Yeah, I know something. It feels like you guys opened every Royal Rumble in the early 90s.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
So the next one after the Rockers, of course, was Jim Neidhart.
Right,
And,
right. Owen, that's
Sure
right.
was.
And this is Just Signature. That's it. Orient Express and Bad Company they're asking for. This is to Angelo Rossi.
All right.
So he's asking for just the signature. Mail-in signed off camera. Yes, Carlos. And this is actually a good question going back to DDP in the AWA. Did you guys have to walk him through anything, like show him the ropes, or was he pretty seasoned by then in terms of being like your manager and like your mouthpiece?
Well, you know, he really wasn't involved in a whole lot of stuff. He basically, the interviews he helped us out on mostly. And if he did get involved in something, it would usually be pretty simple.
Right.
So, yeah, it wasn't very difficult to.
Gotcha. This is to Jennifer Smith.
All right. Hi, Jen. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely.
So are we, I guess, names? Yeah. But I mean, so when you put back up, I mean, do I sign also Paul Diamond as well as, you know what I mean? Hey.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
So this is to Eli. Eli Bergessi.
Eli.
We have Chris Briggs asking, how about working with the Top Guns, Ricky Rice and Derek Dukes?
Oh man, it was great. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, we worked with a lot of people, and those guys were like brand new. So I mean, they did a heck of a job doing it with us. So, man, we had great times with them. So I believe that they were upcoming stars, and they worked hard. They definitely did. So.
And they're in there with experienced veterans like you two, so to like guide them through it, right?
Well, I don't know if we were experienced. You know, at the time, no, we were having a good time. That was about it.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We had a great time with them.
We're gonna start to filter in some Max Moons.
Right on.
So this is to Macy. She's thanks for being a fan. Macy in High Point,
Right on.
North Carolina. And then this is just the signature. This is to Jonathan Galumbiaski. That's my Galumbiaski.
Wow.
Jonathan G.
Right
That's how
on.
this is going to say, or Jonathan Q maybe. Kyle James, why weren't you guys? Well, Nate Nizzle has asked a question. Maybe this is a Fuji story, maybe not. He has, have you guys ever seen a rib go too far?
Oh, never.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we've seen a few. Absolutely. I don't remember them though. I think that's why it went too far.
Don't remember him, or maybe can't necessarily, or are there a few that maybe aren't built
Well, I
on
think both.
camera,
I think I can't remember because my brain is dead, and
Right.
I think I can't remember because I'll get in trouble if I say anything.
Right.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate, and we miss him. Fuji's gone, but I don't know. I have one in mind.
Oh,
that
no.
May have gone, you know, so they can't do anything. Like I said, sorry, but anyway. So this particular night we were in, I don't know, Rochester, somewhere on there, and after a TV taping, there was a Japanese reporter
Oh,
that
God.
was sitting at the
You're not
table
kidding.
with us, drinking, and he went to the bathroom, and Fuji proceeded to urinate in his beer,
Yep, I think I've heard this one.
and the guy came back and actually wound up drinking it.
Wow.
And to make things worse, after he drank it, Fuji told him what he had done. And man, I didn't, the guy broke down crying. I had not seen an adult man crying, but yeah. So I think that one may have gone just.
And he had no
a tiny
reaction
bit
as
too-
he's drinking it? Not like this
No.
tastes funny? Nothing?
No,
Really?
no.
Wow.
Yeah. And, yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Now, did Fuji feel bad?
Hey,
Or
are
is he
you
just
so
no way? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of knew the answer to that question, but figured out asking anyway. We have
That's
another
good, buddy.
Max Moon
Okay.
to Brennan McIntyre,
All right.
and then we'll keep the Orient Express autographs going along. This is to Coop,
All right, Coop.
Chris Cooper.
All right, Coop.
It's been said the Rockers were wild outside of the ring, being crazy, trashing hotel rooms. Did they drive Vern crazy?
Oh, wow.
Any of that?
That's an easy answer.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
imagine.
my gosh.
From Brendan. He said, seen the Orient Express many times in Pittsburgh at the Civic Arena. Do either of you guys remember working in Pittsburgh?
Oh, God. Just many times. Out over the years, we're there every other month.
Yeah. And this is just to sign as Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond. This is to Jo Mcbride. That's me making another attempt. Maybe it's the person writing the last name. We have another Max Moon. This is also going to go to Coop, Chris Cooper.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
And this is a question actually from back in the Eastern Championship Wrestling days from Anthony Militek. He's asking, what was it like to work with the Public Enemy?
oh man, that
Johnny
was
Grudge,
awesome.
Flyboy Rock.
I tell you what, they were crazy. They were great guys, and man, we missed them very much. You know,
Right. Yeah.
It was just a shame that they lost their lives so early. You know.
Yeah.
And but I tell you what, there was no better. They were great in the ring. They used to make us laugh.
Yeah, it was-
all
it
the
was fun
time,
working
man.
with those
But
guys.
they were great guys, man. It was awesome.
And thanking for the autographs. And we have another question speaking in terms of specific location. Kyle James is asking, how did y'all guys like working in Madison Square Garden?
Oh wow, gosh. I mean, how could you not, man?
Right.
That's the place, right?
I think, you know, for me, it was just was Madison Square Garden. But once you got in the ring, and it was just another match.
Right.
But just the idea of, hey, I'm going to Madison Square Garden, and that was like overwhelming. But once you get in there, it's the same as anywhere.
Business as usual.
Yeah, absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
We have another one, Max Moon to Vinny J.
Okay.
And we'll keep moving with the Orient Express autographs. This is to Ben Globe in the UK.
All
We have
right.
Australia, we have the UK.
Wow. Ben, right on.
And at the same time, we have Jose, who's saying thanks all the way from Puerto Rico, who's watching right now on Facebook Live. And don't forget 80swrestlingcon.com. Get your orders in now. We have the Orient Express. We have Max Moon coming up. We have Jake the Snake Roberts. And we have to Emil, the infamous Emil Menard.
Wow.
Brian Fisher says, Kato, what shirt are you wearing? He loves it.
So
Oh, God.
this is when Shawn Michaels had his Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy back in started in 1999, and I went out there and helped him with that. At the point, once the first class was done, we actually started a 30-minute TV show on San Antonio TV. So this is actually TWA, Texas Wrestling Alliance, and the shirt that I'm wearing, so known as Paul Diamond, Kato, Max Moon, and Venom. I was Venom in TWA, and Shawn and I, after Shawn had been out of wrestling for a couple of years, after he had his back surgery, and we all thought that he had been, done for good with WWE today. But he decided that he wanted to get back in the ring, so we had a hardcore match, and this is, like you can see, April 4th of 2000. We called it 4-4 for history, and it was Shawn and myself in a hardcore match for the title, the TWA title, and control of the company, which, according to the storyline at that point, I had owned. So there you go. That's the
So
shirt.
you were like the evil owner?
I was
at
the
that point?
yeah.
You
Well,
were taking over?
Shawn was the initial owner, and as the storyline went along, I won the company, and then Ed won it, and so this particular match, like I said, the company was on the line, and because I had lost the belt, and I was going to do anything to get it
Right.
back. So to get him in a ring, I had to put something worthwhile in the line.
So that's a super rare one-of-one shirt that I've never seen, and you're probably not going to see anywhere else except for those that were there. And this is to Adam Pop,
Right.
for the Orient Express. RJ Evans asking, whose idea was the mask for Kato?
The WWF office. Yeah. I just one day received a call saying we would like you to do this, and I said, hell yes, because I wasn't doing anything better. And when I got there, they already had. Well, the outfit was what Pat and Sato had wore previously, but they just made the mask. And shortly after that, we had changed actually the look as well. Went to the karate gi type stuff with the black belts, whereas what
There
they
it
had
is right
before.
there coming up.
I think Pat probably hated the fact that initially, as part of the Orient Express, you had to wear boots,
Right.
which Pat never wore boots.
Because you were in
the ring.
bare feet.
Yes.
Right.
So once I got there, we were able to change it. He went back to being himself.
Right. So we have this one next coming up to Louis Flores from San Jose, California. Joey Matos says, thanks, looking great, guys.
Little
Thank you,
does he-
Joey.
Little does he
You
know.
know.
Coming up
Thank
for
you, Louis.
Jeremy Gibson, he's asking for just the signature.
All right.
We have Jose Morales who's asking about how about the Orient Express in Puerto Rico for WWC?
Yeah, I think it was just. I think we had a couple of matches there. I don't even really. I mean, I can't say who we.
I don't remember.
I remember going, but
Right.
that's about the extent of it. I do remember also, the Puerto Rican wrestling fans. I mean, they're pretty
They're
wild.
ravenous, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they throw like
Yeah,
ice
glass.
cups, bottles,
bottles.
batteries.
I've heard like hot pennies. They would heat up
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
coins
anything
and
they
legit
can
pelt
bring
it
in.
at the
And,
heels.
yeah,
Like a
oh yeah,
handle.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Coming up is keep the autographs flying in to Ryan Rezerpecki.
Right.
I hope that's your last name, Ryan. I'm doing the best I can
Yeah.
over here. Keep the orders flowing at 80swrestlingcon.com for the Orient Express. For Max Moon, coming up, we have Jake the Snake Roberts. And for those that were tuning into Facebook Live to watch the first signing, we had a strong opener with Ryan Mara hosting with Haku and Steve Kern, who I've already covered, but I'm just going to remind everybody, we've already had to deal with Skinner, Steve Kern standing directly to the right of the camera and showing us
The dark side.
nothing but skin, or as we're hearing, the dark side. And we have Margaret 2, this is going to be in red to Mike from Howell.
Hey, Mike.
Infamous Mike from Howell, he's part of all of these events.
All right.
Well, we appreciate it.
We have another question coming in from T.W. Hamilton. This is an interesting one. He's asking, why did they have you wrestle as a babyface team with Saba Simba against Power and Glory in '91? It seemed odd because you were already wrestling as Kato.
Very good point. And I had wondered about that myself. But the answer that I came up with was basically, it was shortly after I had started wrestling as Kato.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I could come up with is they wanted to test me. They kind of, would mess with you to see where your head was at. And was I going to get upset and say, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm Kato now. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing, unless they really were short of a person, which I seriously doubt because they always had, a bunch of guys at TV. So I kind of feel like that was the reason. They just want to see that, where I was at and was I going to get upset, doing this. So.
Right, changing it up on you.
Yeah.
You mean you were
And
cheating on me?
I mean, at that point, that particular day, I only had my Kato outfit. I had to borrow somebody's boots and
Oh, wow.
tights
Oh, wow.
to be able to get in this match. So I really kind of feel like it was just
Test
let's
for you.
see where he's at.
I didn't know that at all. Were you cheating on me?
No.
All right, it's coming out now, folks. We have two Brennan McIntyre.
All right.
Andrew Basson just wanted to say you guys are one of the best.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We have another one with the infamous Mr. Fuji. This is to Ed Villette, or Villet.
All right. Gotcha.
Ryan Fisher has an interesting question for Pat. He's saying, being barefoot in the ring, he goes, do you have any bad foot or toe injuries that you've endured in your tenure? I could imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get my toenails ripped off all the time. And it was crazy, they'd go to punch me, right, and stamp on the mat and break my toes and I'd have to hold my face, but I really, like, my toe I wanted to grab, it's so painful.
So you were legit selling, essentially. You were legitimately in
Yeah.
actual
Oh,
pain there. You didn't
yeah.
have to actually...
You know how to
Yeah.
punch and
Yep.
stomp and then cut my toe off or something. That was crazy, It hurt a lot, though. But I tell you, I couldn't wrestle with boots on. There's no
No.
way. It's like a fish
I can't
out of
imagine
water.
wrestling barefoot.
That's how I would feel. I've been working now for going on 8 years. I can't imagine getting in bare feet. I would be terrified.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
my
it's like
God.
roll like my ankle like that or whatever.
Right?
Well, I mean, I felt like a fish out of water with boots on.
Yeah.
That whole time I was working with Sato and I had boots on, I was like, it feels like you're limited on what you can do, It's to lose my balance or slip, it was just weird, my toes can't grab the mat.
Right. Well, to that too, when like trying, at least for me, when trying on like new boots, like the tough thing is like breaking them in. Like I hate having to personally just break in like a new set of boots. I love it when they just get worn down enough to, because wearing like new boots to me can be like almost daunting sometimes.
Yeah, painful.
Like
too.
just having to like get in there and roll around with them for the first time.
Yeah.
Make sure they're flexible enough. So I could see your point there.
Well, I mean, when I first put on the boots, I was going, I can't do this, man. I can't even walk in these things, man. Like, wow.
This is to Tyler. It says Justin Sheely and from Hanover, Pennsylvania, but he's asking for it to be made out to Tyler.
Absolutely. No problem.
How was it working? This is a general question with Ken Patera. Say Pen Patera. Ken Patera.
Wow. Ken, that was a long time ago. Ken Patera, it was the easiest pie, man. He was always he was that strong man. Strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He was awesome. Awesome guy. God, I haven't seen him in years.
We're getting a lot of comments, a lot of love for the work with the Rockers. We have Jim Rose saying, he always thought the Rockers and the Orient Express were such spectacular matches, and he's thanking you guys for the memories.
Thank you, God, man.
Man, we appreciate it. Glad we could entertain you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
And this is to Anthony Militek again. He's asking just the signatures, Orient Express.
Okay. God.
And Ed Villette, don't kill me if that's not the right way to say it. He's actually asking, who came up with your tag team finisher, which is one of the coolest finishes ever, he's saying. I guess the super kick into the bridging German.
Oh.
And you also had the guillotine as well.
Yeah,
Leapfrog guillotine.
Yeah, we kind of put that together over time. Yeah, for sure.
Did you prefer one or the other, the leapfrog guillotine or the super kick German combo?
The super kick German is what we use primarily. Yeah.
Depended how big they were, though.
Right.
Good German, everybody, that was for sure.
Well, with that leapfrog guillotine as well, that was actually adopted by Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, who teamed with Kurt Angle, like obviously years and years later.
Right.
Which at the time, myself and I'm sure a lot of fans thought that was a brand new move.
Well, you
So
know,
for those who didn't know,
I
they
have to be truthful and say, I mean, you know, every move somebody's done before.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we
So,
didn't make up anything.
That guillotine thing, I stole that from the original Midnight Express.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
And it's funny because like that move went, I feel like, so long without being used, and when they used it, it felt like fresh again.
Brand new.
And it was
man.
like so long since anybody had like shockingly really utilized that move.
yeah, but yeah, no, that's where I got it.
Very
So,
good. This is to Paul. Some more love from the UK.
okay.
Right.
It's a question from Andy Oleninsky asking, how did Pat's father get into the business?
I'll let Pat answer that one.
Honestly, I don't have a clue. I never asked him that. To tell you the truth, when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch professional wrestling.
Oh, really?
No, and we didn't talk about it. We never talked about what he did for a living, anything. It was like, never even talked about it. And I'm sorry I have to say that, but I mean, it's the truth. I don't know. I have no clue.
Was there ever a point, like, when you got older, when he sat you down and talked about it with you? Or did he
Never
just
talked to me
completely
about it.
kept it in the dark?
No.
Wow.
Well, how did you start getting to like the referee and stuff?
Well, the reason that is because I was like a really bad kid, I think. I was always in trouble. So my father would, he didn't know what to do, you know, because I was always getting kicked out of school or doing this, doing that, right? So he said, you know what, I'm putting him on the road. He's going to set up rings for the rest of his life. What a mistake he made, huh? And I tell you what, you know what was great though is they put me on the road, and you know who kind of straightened my life out? Haku.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, he'd look at me, and after I do something, he'd look at me and goes, like that, and I just do the opposite after. Okay, I won't do that anymore.
getting the look from him, I could imagine.
Yeah.
With all the,
you know,
all
oh
the
my
legendary-
God, he looks at you, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, okay, I understand.
We have another Max Moon. This is to Mike Howell again. As we move along here with the Orient Express autograph to Patrick. Patrick writes.
All right,
You
that's
signed
great.
it to yourself.
Oh,
Kevin Taylor, we touched on a little bit about Ken Patera, but who is some of the strongest wrestlers that you guys have ever worked with?
oh wow. The rope, I mean, at Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Or, well, let's see.
Oh my gosh, there was a lot of them though, Oh, now you're hurting my brain, guys.
You guys were also in the ring with Demolition
Oh yeah,
as well.
that was our.
Right,
I mean, when I first came in, they were our first match.
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Well, that was your and Sato's first match.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. That's right. See, I always think that you came in with me, so I never even think about that. So, yeah. So, but I remember. Oh, God.
Keep moving along. We have
We were
Max
actually
Moon.
in the ring with Andre once.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, really?
In London, England. It was
Yeah.
a six-man tag, Orient Express and Fuji
Okay.
against the Rockers and Andre.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But this was after Andre had already had his knees replaced and he didn't move
Yeah.
real well anymore. But yeah, that was great.
So Fuji and Andre in the ring at the same time.
Yeah,
That must
so
have been interesting.
Andre wound up pinning Fuji.
Yeah, that must have been
Yeah.
interesting. We have another Max Moon to John.
Sure.
And no Orient Express to, all right. I don't know if you can help me with that one. If you had to take a stab at that one. Ty. We're going to go with Ty. Ty Schaefer.
I hope.
That's what we're going to. He said it so confidently that I legit thought, like, oh,
I'm
that's
never
obviously how
confident
you
about
say
anything
it.
I say, so don't worry.
This is an interesting question, especially being that you guys threw the infamous super kick. Somebody's asking, how do you feel about all the leg slapping in wrestling today? It's
Yeah.
a hot button issue.
I just saw that recently, and I guess they've no longer are allowed to do it.
That's
What?
supposedly,
Yeah, because everybody's been slapping their leg, doing the kicks. But
That's
you know,
new to me.
I think that's what happened. It just back in the day, it was only one or two people
Right.
doing it, so it wasn't that evident what actually was going on. But like now, everybody that's doing any kind of kick is also
Seemingly.
slap. Yeah, so I think it just got to be a little too much, and I can understand why they.
I never even knew that.
Yep.
We have another Max Moon, just a signature to Anthony Desimone.
Do they really slap their leg when they kick?
Actually on like a lot of strikes. So, I mean, there's people that do them when they throw forearms, even when they throw punches.
Yeah.
You mean it's not real? You're telling me that, right?
I mean, if you want me to smarten you up
No,
myself
please
right
don't.
here.
You're
No,
ruining
we're
my
just
day.
gonna, all right, we're just gonna keep Pat in the dark about that.
Yeah, please.
The suspension of disbelief continues. So
I've
we
been
have,
hitting everybody as hard as I could.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're talking about.
well, when you guys are also in the room with guys like the Road Warriors, right? I mean, you're like bringing it to them, right? I mean, because they're obviously,
Bring it to them, they're going to bring it to you.
Right.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
We have Sean McBride from Illinois.
Well, there was one time that I was, like, for real, I thought I was in World War I or something like that because this guy beat me so bad. And I look up and I go, what are you doing? And he goes, Steve Kern looks at me and goes, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, I had a flashback. I was going, oh my God.
If you want to settle a score with Steve, he's right there in the corner.
I don't.
Enjoying some lunch.
Never. My best buddy. He helped me fix my boat.
Heard that boat story come up a couple times. We have Brad from Greenville, South Carolina, the Orient Express.
All right.
Yeah, Brian Fisher, we just talked about that. The Rockers and Andre versus you guys. He goes, holy cow, I got to find that match. And that match,
It was in London, so I don't know.
London, yeah. Like a house show?
Yeah, it was on the
okay.
European
Well, one
tour.
of the European tour, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know if, you know what, I think there actually is a video, they used to sell videos and especially like for the European stuff. So if I am not mistaken, I may have seen like when they used to have Coliseum,
Yeah, a little video.
VHS. Yeah, that they actually had that match on one of them, but I'm not 100%.
Gotcha. And guys, don't forget to keep placing your orders, 80swrestlingcon.com. Get your orders in for the Orient Express for Max Moon. Then coming up, we have Jake the Snake Roberts. We have our next one to Louis Hoyo.
All right.
Orient Express. T.W. Hamilton's asking about a match where it was the Rockers versus the Orient Express with Andre at ringside.
Oh, that's right. That's what led into that match.
So that built up to
Uh-huh.
the match.
I don't really have much of recollection of that, but
And actually, you follow up by saying that the match you're referencing aired on Coliseum Video World Tour 1991.
yes.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, T.W. Hamilton. So the
Yes.
infamous match, Mr. Fuji, Orient Express against the Rockers, and Andre is on Coliseum Video World Tour 1991.
I knew I had seen it somewhere, so
I've never seen it.
yeah.
We have Max Moon to Chris Curtis.
Okay.
We have another question regarding the Eastern Championship Wrestling Days, just the overall thoughts on working for them. You guys mentioned working with Flyboy Rocker Rock and Johnny Grunge.
yeah,
You also work with the Bad Breed, the Rockins as well.
Yeah.
Any stories or experience from Eastern Championship?
And who else was there? Well, I mean, there was a lot of tag teams that were there that.
There was. For me, anyways, my experience, and Paulie.
Yeah,
was in charge.
Right.
And I apologize, but I've never seen a more disorganized place ever. The show would start at 8 o'clock, and sometimes at literally 5 to 8, the card was still not made.
Wow.
In fact, if you ever saw ECW posters advertising shows, it just named names that it never actually had what matches.
Like
they
who
were
was
gonna be.
wrestling for like an actual match card.
And Paul would just throw stuff together, and man, it turned out great. So it is totally amazing to me how something that badly organized did so well. But it did great. I mean, I enjoyed working with it, but it was just like, you're waiting and really don't know what you're going to do that night. That was kind of the one thing that I sort of wasn't too thrilled with.
Would you have like mere minutes to prepare sometime?
Uh,
Like you would
sometimes,
just find out just getting there?
Especially if you're on, if you're on early.
Yeah.
Guys that were on later, of course, they had more time.
Right.
But no, yeah, it was different. I'll
Right.
just say that. Yeah. But I mean, the fans were great, and it was just a different kind of atmosphere. Obviously, brutal sometimes.
I never had a chance to go to ECW, to experience that. But everybody says is the audience was just as much, if not more, of a part of the show.
They were.
The
They
actual
were. Yes.
performance
Yeah,
itself.
yeah, absolutely.
It was like a party apparently
It
when you were
was.
at an
Man.
ECW show.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was called their arena.
Right.
Right, yeah, they used ECW Arena in Philly. Yeah.
And in fact, so we had worked for ECW in, I don't know, that was maybe 94 or something like that, when they were just getting started. And
Yeah.
maybe had, 100, 150 people at ECW Arena. And I went back and as a singles and worked for them again in 1997 when they were packing. That place was just packed,
Yeah.
and that's when all that hardcore stuff was going on, and the fans were just like you said, just crazy, rabid into it, and the guys worked their butts off and did things that you would never think would be possible. But when you have that kind of an atmosphere, and the people, you can pretty much, do anything. And of course, once you get back out of the ring, you might not feel so great, but
Right.
the adrenaline and stuff going through your body at the time when the fans are really into it, man, you can do some crazy stuff.
That's what those fans were wanting.
Oh yeah,
crazy
just blood and guts,
atmosphere.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have our next one. We have Ty Schaefer. That's
All
what we're
right,
going
Ty.
with for Ty.
Thank you, Todd.
Christopher Curtis, who we've signed a couple for. Says, thanks for the signing. These are some great stories. Got it, Curtis, always a pleasure. And don't forget to get your orders in, 80swrestlingcon.com. We have the Orient Express, we have Max Moon. That's right, we have 3 guys all at the same table, not including me.
No.
You have the 3 right here. You figure it out. And speaking of Max Moon, we got to Jim Rambo.
All right.
Jim Rambo, who sounds like the lead of an 80s action movie. We have a good question from Marvin Gale. He's asking, what do you guys think of the modern day like tag team wrestling? If you're keeping up with the product.
I don't think I've seen one.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't think. Do
I
they
mean,
have
you know,
tag team division anymore?
They don't. I mean, they're really not keeping anybody, together for long enough to establish a tag team division. So it's just changing.
Wow.
I think that's kind of gone by the wayside last several years. I mean, I don't really watch that much, but what I did or have seen, there is really no tag team division.
Well, they have teams, but like back in the day, like when like you guys were wrestling, you had a much bigger division, and also legitimate guys that looked like teams,
Right?
Like matching gear,
Yes.
matching
Right.
looks,
Yes.
matching
Right.
styles. It wasn't two singles wrestlers
Right. They
being
just
thrown
threw
together. And they also kept teams together for a long time. Like right now, the team that's been together for years, which is kind of unheard of nowadays, is the New Day.
Right,
Like they're still
right.
around,
Yeah,
I think for 5 or 6 years maybe.
Right, yes.
Give or take. But
Yep.
like back in the day, like so you guys had matching gear.
Yes.
But you complemented each other. Like the thing
Yeah.
with you guys, as opposed to all great teams like Demolition Rockers, they had the same
LOD.
size and whatnot.
Yeah.
You guys had that difference where one guy was a little
Right.
bigger, one was a little shorter, one guy was more, power. You were bringing more of the kicks and those awesome strikes and what. There was a good complementing style, I felt like, with you two, as opposed to teams that, as great as they were, like, you guys weren't just two guys who kind of just looked the same. There was that distinguishing differences
Right.
while you still had that team look about you as well. We have our next one to Sai Fitzenko.
Isn't that slide?
Sly?
Slide.
We've got an L. Whoever's it looks like a quick little just cross. I'm going to say Sly. Okay, we're going to go with Sly.
All right,
We're going
Sly.
Sly today. A couple weeks ago, was a Bill Burr
How's your family
hosted the
doing?
Grammys and screwed up everybody's name. That's me today. That's me today, yeah. It's a Bill thing, apparently. Can't pronounce anybody's name. Kyle James, you guys competed in one of the best tag team eras ever. So, thank you, Kyle. Don't forget 80swrestlingcon.com. Get your autographs in. Orient Express, Max Moon coming up, Jake Roberts. And to Chris Jones, he's asking to Jonesy from Easton, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Yeah, this next one, we've got some cool Bad Company pictures coming up.
Yeah.
These are badass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one, just as soon to Anthony Desimone.
All right.
How are we looking over there? Good. Okay. All right. I'll start moving along. And our next one to Emil. So it's a cool looking retro picture there. Bad Company. We got the big earring right there on Pat. Very cool looking.
Check out the fishnet.
Bill
Yeah.
Bernard, very
Yeah.
nice looking. Yeah. Jeff is asking this to be written.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll make sure.
Yep. All good.
Next one, specifically, Jeff is asking for a quote. All right, Jeff. Jeff Kerman from DeKalb, Illinois. He's asking to write, "Good is good, but bad is better."
Oh God. I wonder
Somebody-
who said that. Huh?
There's, Roscoe Whitehall is asking, have you guys ever been to Australia? He's watching right now from Western Australia.
I have. I went on a tour, 94 maybe?
1994.
Yeah, I forget. It was called, like, what was it called? Australian, I don't remember. But yeah, I actually went over there with Barry Darsow.
Okay.
Yeah, we went early for like a week and a half to promote. Went to some radio stations, a couple of TV shows, and then the rest of the guys came and we stayed another. So the whole thing was like 3 weeks.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Australia, wow.
Yeah, very good. I love Australia. I'd love to go back.
Thank you for watching from Australia.
Absolutely.
And we're going to keep it going with the Bad Company. This is to Israel Delgado.
All right. Thank you, Israel.
And I'm going to pass down to you also a Max Moon, just a signature from Jeremy Gibson.
Kidok. Oh, black. Black, black, black.
There's another one, just a signature, Bad Company to Luke Glover.
All right.
This is an interesting question from Robert Cantwell. If you had to pick one thing that you would regret about getting into the business.
Oh gosh. One bad thing that we regret.
Yeah, one thing that you would regret about becoming a pro wrestler.
Huh.
Robert
I
Cantwell,
don't
feel
know
free
how
to come with a
answer that.
positive question too.
I don't know. Oh gosh, there was many things that we regret doing. I just can't talk about it. But no, I mean honestly, I think the most thing that we regret was, I regret was, I guess. I still can't talk about that. What am I doing, man?
There's certain things that just can't be said. We know you guys want some of the stories. Some are better left not told. And we have Sly coming back for the Max Moon signature. Thank you, Sly. And we have another Bad Company to Chris Adams.
Wow.
From Kentucky.
Oh, not that Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
not
that.
that
I was gonna say,
guy.
I have to tell you something. Chris
How's
Adams.
that?
I was like, Chris Adams is watching.
All right, Chris.
Blue.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And don't forget, guys, 80s WrestlingCon.com. Get your orders in while the Orient Express and Max Moon are here. Oh, okay. Gotcha. We have another signature just for Luke Glover because the first time was actually signed in red. So if you can make that one
You
black.
got it.
Gotcha, Luke.
Do we have black?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's black. Yeah, I
Okay.
did this one blue.
okay.
But that's not good. I don't like that. That's not good.
Jeremy Gibson says thank you for the autographs. He's appreciated as well as his children do. We have another one, Max Moon. This is to Adam Pop. Now we got some Orient Express pictures coming in. Some black to Emil,
Gotcha.
the infamous Emil.
Emil.
Where is Emil? Emil's in the room right now. Or did he disappear? Emil is like our
resident.
we're up the man here.
Thank you.
Yep. Getting more love from the UK. Karen from the UK says hello.
Karen.
We have people from the UK, people from Australia.
Right on.
We have Israel coming back, Israel Delgado, Orient Express.
All right.
I had my first match with this guy here.
And Reggie's just giving compliments. He's saying one of the best tag teams. They had all the tools. I'm just waiting to see if Skinner wants to show any. We're all done with that off camera, showing skin.
That's why his name was Skinner.
There you go. We have Mike Taurus to
Taras.
Mike Taras.
Okay.
Is that why you were called Skinner?
Just striking out,
Yeah.
striking out with these pronunciations.
autograph kicking my ass.
I know it.
Love you guys.
Take care.
Love you.
you guys.
Hey, right on.
Be safe and stay
Otosan.
Thank
Just
you,
get
everybody.
there.
Okay.
All right.
What's going on?
Robert Kent with another question. He goes, what is one thing that wrestling taught you that you will carry on for the rest of your life?
It's
Really?
not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, the next one, nice picture here with Mr. Fuji, arms up in the air to Chris Curtis.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, thank you, Robert Cantwell, for the more positive comment and question. Keep them coming here on Facebook Live. Keep the orders coming in, 80swrestlingcon.com. And then coming up, we've got Jake the Snake Roberts. Big day here at Virtual Mania, being joined by the legends, the Orient Express, and Max Moon. And next one, we have Mary Jo Fernetti.
Wow.
Orient Express.
Man, Paul Diamond's here too.
He
No,
is
he's
here.
not.
Paul
Quit
Diamond's
it.
here. Max Moon's here. Orient Express is here.
I'm just flabbergasted to find out he's Max Moon and Paul Diamond.
All in one.
I thought he was Kato. Jeez.
The man of multiple masks.
I can't believe
What
it.
is that?
You cheated on me the
schizophrenia?
whole time.
3 different characters.
So you were, like, Mick Foley was always going to have the 3 characters, but
Right.
really before him,
Yeah,
I
well, I
mean-
actually got 4. Venom as well.
there you go.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. The next one to Andy Olinsky from Mount Prospect.
All right.
Boy.
Thank you.
Bear with me, guys. Got a lot of comments, questions. And Karen is asking, this is Karen from the UK, who do you miss the most that is no longer with us?
I mean, out of all the guys, I mean, there's no, I couldn't even answer that because we've lost so many close friends.
Right.
And I tell you what, it's just like every time that that phone rings, we were wondering, you know, and we don't want it to be. So we just always, you know, I always, you know, sit there and wonder if when I pick up the phone, they're going to tell me I'm dead. You know, because I was going, wow, is that me? Yeah, so there's no way to say that. We miss them all very much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It just there's so many that are gone. It's incredible. It really is. Over the years, insane.
We have to Corey Wacker in Spring Hill, Tennessee. That's my
Oh my God.
name.
Man, and see,
Wow.
I mean, you know,
I'm going to ask a quick question. So, is these L's, are they C's or L's? Because now that I look at it, I'm thinking it's Walker.
That's Spring
it
Hill.
is Walker.
Because it's looking like it's a curved L. Can somebody...
Yeah, it's Walker.
All right. Corey Wacker, Walker.
I know his handwriting.
I looked at it real quick. I'm seeing a C. I'm literally looking at a C. So, it's Corey Walker from Spring Hill, Tennessee. I'm fired after this one.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, I'm a wrestler, you know, personal trainer as well. This is my first time legit, like, I usually do the pre-show thing. Haven't actually done one of the signings, per se, where I'm passing off the autographs. So I'm looking at these names, interpreting somebody else's, you know, handwriting. I thought I nailed that one, too. All right, Corey Walker. Orient Express.
Well, I
Spring
tell you
Hill.
what, Spring Hill.
I lost this
very
job,
well,
that's
right?
what I'm saying.
Springfield.
Is it Springfield?
Yeah, it's Springfield.
Oh wow.
But
Sure,
you know,
we're Springfield.
Corey, can you please,
No, I'm talking
no,
about.
if you're here, I'd love to hear from you. Corey Wacker, I'd love to hear from you. Funny thing too is I love cutting promos, I love getting on the mic, but then like I read a name and I can't read a name.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Corey, there he is. Corey Walker, my man. It's
Yeah.
it's all good. All right. Another one for Emil. For
Emil.
Max Moon, the man of the future.
Emil.
Did you ever think, since he was the man of the future, Max Moon, that any of this was going to come to fruition? What's going on in this picture? When you looked at it, did you think that they really think this was going to happen in the future, per se?
Oh,
What
no,
he's
I
wearing.
really never gave it any thought. I
Right.
was just glad to get a different opportunity to do something else. You know. So.
We have another one to Ty Schaefer. Thank you, Ty. Another one for Max Moon. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. He's telling me I'm doing good. Don't get discouraged. Corey Walker's like, I usually get Walker, Texas Ranger. Well, today you're Whacker, Texas Ranger in my book. So, we have another one for Max Moon to Jennifer Smith.
Hi,
Thank you,
Thank
Jennifer.
you, Jennifer.
Just a
Appreciate
friendly
it.
reminder, 80swrestlingcon.com. Get your autographs in. the legendary Orient Express, Max Moon. We've went through all the 1,000 identities that are sitting at this table next to me. We have to Ed Villette. Ed V, I'm just going to go Ed V. Villette.
Not sure.
I'm not getting a lot of like Smiths or Johnson. It's
No.
or even when I get a simple one like Walker, it's Whacker.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Not
Though,
gonna-
you know, that you get people from all over the world.
Everywhere.
You know,
Literally
that's,
everywhere.
that's awesome, man. You know, you always got to think ink, signature-wise, right? Right on.
Think Inc.
Ink.
fun.
It's a cool name. I like that.
So Robert Kent was asking, what is the hardest slap? Very specifically, very slap you've ever received in your career.
I don't know this girl in 8th grade. She
Oh.
no,
Okay.
sorry, wrong one. I think Andre was definitely the hardest chop I ever took.
Yeesh.
His hand actually covered my belly button to my neck.
Wow.
And I mean, that guy, when he chopped you, it was like a fan hitting you.
Right.
You know, one of those, these kind of fans. And, I mean, it hit me so hard that, I mean, I had a fingerprint on my neck here and right here above my belly button. And I was like, serious, man? Did he hit me with his hand or what?
Wow. Which can like knock the wind out of you too.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, when he hits you, you know, I mean, ask any of the guys, I mean, he could actually lean over the rope and pick you up by the head with those hands.
Yeah.
And put you in the ring like this, like a crane. That's crazy, you know?
We have the next one for Anthony Militek. Cool picture of Max Moon. Tom, I think he's asking for two Anthony. Tom Boric, a.k.a. Max Moon.
Oh, now
So
you're
we're
another name.
Hey, yo.
Uncovering, we're pulling back curtains
My
here.
God, this is just killing me today, okay? Cheating on me all through life here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We have Taylor Schatz asking, whose idea was it for the fishnet tights for Bad Company? That was your idea.
Was it? That was not. Wasn't it?
Nope.
It wasn't?
No, it was mine. I went and got the first pair of the red ones.
That's
Oh, wow,
right.
okay.
Downtown Nashville.
It was who was it? What was his name? Tony Lama.
Yep. So, and actually, a funny story about that. So, you know those fishnet tights, right? So, the way they went up, you couldn't really tell if you wore anything underneath.
Okay.
And so, when we were wrestling for CWA, which was Jerry Jarrett, Jerry Lawler,
Oh, yeah.
the TV taping was live in a studio in Memphis, and that being kind of like the Bible Belt. Once we started wearing those, the TV station started receiving calls complaining that we weren't wearing any underwear underneath those fishnets.
Wow. People were bothered by this? Or,
Apparently
just,
so.
Yeah.
I guess the area they're in, wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is to Louis Hoyo, another Max Moon. What was it like with those things, like all that, like the pyro shooting out? Was that really you controlling that?
Yes.
Like a trigger?
You know, and a couple of stories about that too. First, yeah, they were, so the one side shot out streamers and confetti,
Right.
which had that high pressure, you know, like they use in, I guess, like air rifles or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you put that in and hit the button and they would release streamers and confetti. The other side would shoot out flames. It had a glow plug and you use flash paper, stuff it in there, and then when the glow plug lights, you know, the flames shoot out. And, you know, speaking of funny stories, so I was a part of the very first episode of Raw.
Against Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Right.
And so, as Max Moon, so here I am, I'm walking to the ring. The cameraman is about as far as the camera that's sitting here in front of me, maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 feet, whatever. And he's backing up and I'm walking, right? And I go to shoot the flames and I push the button and nothing happens.
Oh.
And I go, oh shit, what the heck? And as that happens, and my arm comes, when it gets to here, shoots the camera and the flames right in his face.
Wow.
He drops to the ground, drops the camera like he had been shot. It singed his eyebrow, part of his hair.
Wow.
Man, the funniest thing. And if anybody ever watched the video, it's shot from up above. And you can actually see when the flame goes off and the cameraman dropping.
If you check the network, the first episode ever, I mean, of, you know,
Yeah,
when they were up
yeah.
from the Manhattan Center,
Right,
first
it was
match.
January 11th, 93, something
Yes,
like that. I
yeah.
believe that was the right date.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So,
the
yeah.
Manhattan Center is such a, you know, I mean, it's not small,
No,
but it's not the biggest
based
place
on
either.
the
It's
regular
pretty
arena.
tight in there.
Right, yeah. But yeah, no, that was crazy, man. I can't believe that guy just dropped like he'd been shot.
Wow, I could imagine. You have another one, Max Moon, just signature to Jonathan. Every letter in the alphabet. Yes.
Can I help? Let me see.
Flip it over, give it a shot. Max Moon's gonna give it a
Oh
shot.
man, I don't have my glass. Oh, I do too. There you go. Yeah, we're turning blind. So let's see what that says. Holy cow!
All right, I'm not alone.
No, but what's the first letter?
G, right?
It's a Q or a G, or both.
It's
Oh,
a
it's G-O-L, right?
Dimilevsky, I guess. I don't know if that's G. That looks like a number 9.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. That's he's thinking number.
Maybe it's Q.
I'm not the only one who's thinking
no,
the letters
it
are.
can't be Q.
No? Is that a D next or O-L?
That's a D-E. M-O-L-E-W-S-K-I.
Hmm.
You think Dimilevsky?
So maybe it is a G.
Yeah, it's probably a G. Okay. Well, we'll just say Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Jonathan G.
Jonathan G, Q, D, or 9, as Pat said. His whole last name is just a game of bingo. We have another one, Max Moon to Ryan Rezapecki. That's correct. I'm looking at it. Nope, there's a P-E-C-K-I to finish it. I know that's right. I'm not going to be told otherwise. Ryan, jump on Facebook Live and let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think I am, though. Don't forget, guys, 80swrestlingcon.com as we're moving along here with the Orient Express. Max Moon. They're asking how tall Andre was. They always built him at 7'4".
4.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably, I think he was over, maybe 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", something like that. He was not a small man, that's for sure.
It said, however, most historians put him at 6'10".
Nah, he was tall.
He was definitely over 7, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Who's that?
Andre.
Oh, God, way over.
This is to Patrick writes for Max Moon. Yeah, there's like a debate going on exactly how tall he was when I would venture to guess nobody, no offense on Facebook Live, probably experienced Andre, but these two gentlemen did multiple times. So I'm going to say leave
He
it up
was
to
a little
them.
taller than me.
There you go, just a little. Just a hair taller.
5'8", so.
We have Mary Jo Fernetti coming back in this time for
All right,
Max
Mary
Moon.
Jo, cool.
Robert Cantwell asking a good question again. What was the longest match that you've both ever had? I mean, you can break that down solo if you want, as well as, of course, as a tag team, but the longest match or matches.
I had a 60-minute. I went on Broadway, so.
Oh, wow. With
Yeah,
who?
Flair.
Oh, wow.
That was
Ric
one of
Flair.
my
Okay.
nightmare matches when I was young.
And where was that?
Oh, no, Denny Brown, too.
Okay.
Denny Brown.
Okay.
Yep, 2 long ones.
And
I don't know
Flair
if they were
was-
legit because they used to shave time, but they wouldn't shave like, a half hour off or anything.
Right.
They'd shave like 10, maybe 15 minutes off sometimes, but that's about as close as you can get on those.
Wow. Yeah, and like Flair was notorious for having
Doing
those
an hour,
incredibly
wow.
Oh my
long. Yeah.
gosh. And so was Denny Brown, all those guys.
We have, this is a cool one here.
Wow.
So signed Orient Express, Tanaka, and Kato. This is to Alan Sambrook in the UK.
Right
So
on.
Old
Thank
school WWF turnbuckle.
Right on.
Don't forget, guys, 80swrestlingcon.com. We're almost wrapping up here soon with the Orient Express and with Max Moon. So get those orders in, and then coming up right after this, Jake the Snake Roberts. I know we talked about Fuji, but there's another question regarding ribs, which comes in a lot, and that is any experience or, you know, witnessing of a Mr. Perfect rib.
Never.
Nope.
Never, never. We never knew he ribbed people.
Really?
Yeah.
He was like an infamous, like you hear like him, Owen, Fuji in terms of like legendary ribs.
I don't. Did you ever? No, I never.
I can't say.
No.
Coming next, we got an old school. This is from WWF Superstars. Hulk on the cover. They're asking for the autograph only silver marker, the Orient Express.
Absolutely.
And this is to Carlos Vinas. I'm going to say that. It's written in pencil. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Nice old school. There's some awesome shots of you guys with the rockers.
Wow.
And there's the infamous leapfrog guillotine. It looks like animal.
Oh,
looks like
yeah,
animal there.
yeah.
Yeah.
God bless the
All
soul.
right.
Jake the Snake's at 5. No, he's not at 5. He's at 2. Correct.
Jake?
Jake's at 2.
He's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Jake the Snake is at 2 p.m. Just a reminder. And blue. We have another one going back to the Bad Company for Brian Santoro. That's
All
that
right.
one in blue.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvin, we've been discussing Fuji along the way, so, and you can always go back and watch this. He's asking, how was it working with Fuji?
You better like Chinese food.
Yeah. You know what? It was great. I mean, it was a different experience, no doubt about it. You know, we had to keep on our toes. He kept us on our toes, no doubt about it, right?
For sure.
Yeah, he would try to rib us all the time.
Encyclopedias for the maximum so they could try, and then we'll come back around to do them all for
Okay.
Orient Express.
Okay, perfect.
But he definitely knew all the best Chinese restaurants.
Yes,
'Cause
he
he had
did.
been in all the towns so many times, and there'd be little holes in the wall, and man, great food.
He knew his way, like everywhere.
Oh,
right? Probably with all the
everywhere.
traveling he did.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So shout out to Dana Smith. Dana's
All right,
sending in
Dana.
the encyclopedia, the WWE encyclopedia to get signed.
Okay.
Like in black,
Black. Okay.
black short, actually.
Okay.
I guess
Well, yeah, it should be okay.
and you can take it and sign it big.
Okay. All right.
Keep them coming, guys. 80swrestlingcon.com. Was it ever mentioned on TV that Sato was gone?
I don't
Or
know.
was it just a smooth
I-
transition?
It was more into a smooth transmission.
Transition.
Transmission. I think what would happen? What happened is all of a sudden Kato came out when we were in St. Louis. No, it wasn't St. Louis. It was Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I remember this because
Well, actually, I wrestled as Paul Diamond that night.
you
And
know,
I think
you were my partner, weren't you?
Yeah, but as Paul Diamond, and that's what kind of started. So Cape Girardeau.
You
he's
cheated
right.
on me again.
He's
You're
right.
appalling.
It was it was supposed to have been Orient Express against the Rockers.
Mm-hmm.
Sato had already been absent. I happened to be on the card as Paul Diamond in a singles match where they changed the card, and since Pat and I had done Bad Company in AWA, they put me in that match. And once I believe once they saw that match with the Rockers, is what probably they decided it would not be a bad idea to
Bring you
have
guys
us,
together,
Orient
right?
Express.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have another one for Carter Cole, Richmond, Virginia. He's sending another one of the encyclopedias.
In black.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvin Gale was confirming. It wasn't to his knowledge that they mentioned the transition.
Marvin who?
Marvin Gale, he's one of
Hey,
our
let's get it on.
signs coming in. Marvin Gale.
That's exactly my
Okay.
What was it like like coming back to reunite on the Indies in like 2006, like after time away and whatnot, and then also jumping into two different eras really. Being you guys around the 80s, the 90s, and then you come in like the mid 2000s. What was that like experiencing?
I was never in mid-2000s.
I
That was
You
done.
had that short.
I had my last match, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm done. I am done.
You know, I think.
It's different, very different
Yeah.
now. You know, I see people talking about their matches and from A to, you know, matches from start to finish, they make it now, and it's just different to us. You know, trying to you try to tell me that, I don't, you know, I won't remember nothing. You know, I mean, I can't remember, you know, 5 minutes ago.
Right.
You know.
You know, I think one of the things, and especially with COVID, what's different is there's no fans,
Right.
right? And I wrestled when I wrestled for the fans, and I also what affected my match was I listened to the fans. What it was that, because if I was doing a bunch of stuff and everybody just sitting on their hands, and then obviously that's not what they want to see.
Right.
So we had to change something. But now, like Pat was saying, you know, everything is outlined A to Z. God forbid that somebody should forget something. They have no idea how to change it or get out of it, or, you know, just it's got to be like this. But really, because there's no fans, you have no feeling. You know, if I'm doing what I'm doing is they don't like, because there's nobody there to kind of let you know.
You know, it's like
And that was the whole fun of, you know,
take it or leave it.
Yeah, right. I mean, that was to work in front of the fans. I mean, I can't imagine. I've trained obviously in an empty, you know, building, and man, it hurts like 10 times worse than it does when when you have people there. You can, like I said, pretty much do anything. So I don't know how much I'd really like just working in an empty building.
Did you find yourself as well, like, you know, you maybe had some things outlined or you're going to fly, but then you realize in the moment maybe something's not working, so you're just changing it up like right there on the spot?
Yeah, for the most part, for me, I mean, if there was something really complicated, we may have gone over.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just went by what I felt and what I heard.
And when you're working with guys like Marty
Yeah.
and Sean,
Yes.
like those guys are doing such intricate and like
Yeah.
high paced.
Oh, God.
So are you guys?
So that was something that you'd go over.
Right.
You know, and okay, so we're going to fit this in here. But what we do prior to that and after that,
Yeah.
we're just going to wing it.
Feel it out. And I mean, you can see the difference in the crowd too, when there are crowds, of course. Is it seems like back in the day, like 80s, 90s, like there were times where it seemed like the crowd just never even rested. They were just
Right,
up
right.
for everything and reacting to the things today that either sometimes don't get a reaction because they're just waiting for those big, you know, oohs and ahs moments. You know what I mean?
I wonder, you know, what's going to happen once COVID is over and we bring fans back. These guys are been used to going A to Z, word for word. This is the way it's got to be.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when you have fans back and you're going A to Z and people are going, oh. Okay, then what?
And they express themselves a lot too, like via social media.
Right.
Like you have a different platform where fans are jumping on
Yeah.
to explain how they're feeling about whether
Right.
it's matches or storylines, whatever's going on. Next one we got for property of Robert Williams. He's got another encyclopedia.
What color are we?
Don't forget, guys, 80swrestlingcon.com. We're almost wrapped up here with the Orient Express, Max Moon, Bad Company. And speaking of Bad Company, we have another one from Mike from Howell.
Oh, it doesn't say a color.
What color, Mike from Howell?
Oh, doesn't say.
Doesn't matter.
Go with red.
Do red, yeah.
You got it.
Yes, Dana, you're all taken care of in terms of your encyclopedia.
We'll be bringing around, I have them both signed.
Yep,
This is just a blank sheet.
just a blank sheet.
The name's on the
On
outside.
the back. No, not on the back.
Hey, Tommy?
That looks like from Japan.
Tommy?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I guarantee it is.
We do have a question as well, asking what led to the departures from the WWF.
Well, he was going to another company, And
Not quite, but okay.
I thought you were.
Yeah, right.
Huh. We went to WCW.
Let's just say I was a bad boy.
Well, so was I, but we all went to WCW.
No, that's what,
Oh, okay.
we didn't leave on, let's just say,
We wanted to leave. We didn't want to leave.
no, we didn't, yeah, I didn't leave there on my own volition, and it wasn't on good terms.
Oh.
People,
I don't know
people
why I
that
was.
have listened to my podcasts, which I've done, over time, I've explained exactly
Okay.
what took place, because, the Max Moon thing was actually picking up steam and it was going to go somewhere, and then due to my own stupidity, that was that.
And what was that transition like? You're going from there to WCW. at
Well,
some
I
point,
mean,
too.
I really wasn't at WCW for very long.
Right.
It wasn't any different. We, worked with some great guys. Worked with Steve Austin was still there. We worked with Arn and Ricky Steamboat. Johnny B. Bad, Mark Merrow.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't. I wish I'd have stayed there longer. I wish they, would have signed me and stuff, but that never happened.
Right.
But like I said, as far as WWF, the way that ended just wasn't the way I would have liked it. It changed. I'll just put it that way. I mean, it changed my life.
Wow.
So that's all I'm going to say there.
Check out the podcast that he's done so you can find out more. And we have a really interesting one. So this is Sean Donovan. All right, we have Sean Donovan. You know exactly who you are. I'm not surprised that Sean is just choosing just a blank, bland, nothing here. So to get filled in. So he's asking, please have Tanaka sign Pat Tanaka, Orient Express, and Bad Company. And he has a little instruction here as well regarding Kato. So I can leave that next if you can.
Pat had mentioned that we thought this was from Japan.
You want up here? Okay.
When you go to the wrestling in Japan, the
These are-
fans
they're
there,
blank, yeah.
they bring those to have you sign them.
Well, Sean, I've known Sean for years. I wrestled with Sean. Very amazing professional wrestler. So I'm not surprised that he, of all people, is sending
Sean,
that
you're a
in.
worker?
Yep.
Right on,
Sean's
man.
been doing this a while.
Does it say what color? What
color?
We don't have the colors. Oh, both in black.
Oh, God.
Yep. Dana, just go back an 8 point. Watch from the beginning. We have a little bit of time left. Once again, less than a half hour. 80swrestlingcon.com. Orient Express, Max Moon. Yep. Corey Walker. Check it out. Regarding the podcasts. Signatures up here, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Okay. Gotcha. And we've been talking about teams that you guys have wrestled against, but do you ultimately have a favorite if you had to pick one?
I mean, I'd say the Rockers for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Rockers, we're not only best matches, but friends forever. Absolutely. We're, friends forever with them.
You also too had that, that interesting relationship with Sean over the years, where it's like you had the tag matches, you had against Raw. Obviously, you were talking about the match you had with him for TWA.
I don't know if you're aware, and actually somebody just sent me a picture recently. When I first got into the wrestling business, 1985, late 85 maybe, and Sean had just started.
You teamed with him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were the American Force for
Yep.
a few months in San Antonio. Sean, his first place he'd worked was for Bill Watts in Louisiana.
Right.
And then he came back home, and so yeah, we tagged for. So that's where my relation with him started, and then of course working against the Rockers in the EWA, then in the WWF, and then when he opened up his wrestling school, went out there and helping him with that, and Texas Wrestling Alliance. So yeah, many years.
That's a cool evolution because you had him when he was like
18,
fresh as a rookie.
Yeah, just yeah.
Right, and then obviously the tag matches, you had him on Raw, and
Yep.
then years later,
Right.
I mean, he obviously couldn't do much before that match due
Right.
to his injury.
Right.
So he's coming back and working with you, somebody
Yeah.
that what, decades before, years before he started off in the ring.
Yeah,
It's
right,
tremendous,
absolutely.
really.
Yeah.
It's a really cool old school Royal Rumble poster that he's collected some autographs on. We got Jim Rose and I see Max Moon pick number 2, autograph to Jim, but this is just for this, right?
Yep.
He just wants Kato and Tanaka. Orient Express, he's asking for it to go up here at the top.
Color.
Color?
Let's stick with the window red.
Yeah, red's good.
Keep it coming, guys. 80swrestlingcon.com. We got just about 20 minutes or so left with the Orient Express and Max Moon. Jason Hawkins says, the first time I ever saw Pat Tanaka, he was wrestling Denny Brown on Crockett TV for the World Junior Heavyweight title. Great match and great memories.
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago, huh? Yeah. That had to be 82 or 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You know, it's just so funny. You go back that far, and then someone had showed me that match. I guess it was like last year. And I tell you what, I looked like a fish out of water. I didn't know what I was doing. I remember Denny looking at me going, I'm going to kill you after this. Because I had chopped him, right? And I didn't look, and I hit him right here in the face and the neck.
Wow.
He had prints all over his face and neck. Oh, it was awful. Yeah, he still wants to beat me up over that thing. So, sorry, Denny.
And you had wrestled like 60 minutes with Denny, right? You
Yes,
referenced
yes.
you
We
had
went
also.
60-minute Broadway, 45 minutes, and that's our punishment all the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
We have a shout out to Dana Smith again,
Hey,
Encyclopedia, coming around.
Wow.
We're doing black.
You got it.
So Dan, to go back to your question about getting that autograph on Express, there it is in the Encyclopedia. We got you covered.
We gotta wait for Max Moon to dry.
Oh yeah, but okay. We're just waiting on Max Moon to dry. Don't worry, Dana. You're taken care of. Another one coming in. Oh, this is pretty cool. So this is on the back. Oh wow, that's really interesting. This is the back of. This is a WWF program, volume 187. This is Boss Man's on the cover. This is for Steve Van Dinken. So, and right on the back we've got Mr. Fuji and the Orient Express.
Care of that.
Pretty cool. It says
Wow.
Kato and Tanaka. It says Fuji's Minions. That's pretty cool right there. So he's asking for a white paint pen.
And there's a white paint pen right there. Nope, to your left. Keep going. There you go.
Oh, this is it?
That's right.
Pretty cool. We get some of this retro merchandise coming in.
That's unbelievable.
Programs like the posters. Sean Donovan, of course, has to stand out and send in the board. I'm totally not surprised. Old school. And no question coming in, so I have to ask this regarding your soccer career.
Yes,
So you were a professional soccer player.
I was. I mean, you know, really, soccer had been my life. You know, born in Yugoslavia, now Croatia. Grew up there till I was 13. So yeah, my father had played. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
So in 1974, we moved to Canada, and I started a soccer career there. Got a soccer scholarship. I went to college, Old Dominion University, Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh wow.
I stayed there for my freshman and sophomore years, and at that point there was a North American Soccer League, which was the professional league in North America. They had a draft, like, you know, an NFL would have a draft or an NBA, and in 1980 I was the 6th pick overall in the first round of the North American Soccer League draft. Woo-hoo, big signing bonus, $1,500.
Wow. It's for a sixth pick, nonetheless.
But yes, and my first salary for the first year was $1,500 a month,
Wow.
$18,000. But you know what? I would have done it for nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you know that's all I ever wanted to do was to be a professional soccer player. However, in '84, the North American Soccer League went. They ran out of money.
Oh, wow.
And you know they folded the league. and I didn't want a real job. So I was working at Gold's Gym, and I ran into Dean Malenko.
Okay.
And he wound up introducing me to his father.
Right. Boris, yeah.
He was running a wrestling school, and that's how my wrestling career started.
Wow. And Pat, what about you? When we're
I
jumping
didn't play
in
soccer.
terms of getting into the business.
No, it's like I said, you know, I was always in trouble, and my father just got tired of me getting in trouble all the time, and Mike Graham said, you know what, just put him in the business, make him work, you know. So they had me setting up rings when I was really, really young, and then I started refereeing, and after that, man, I just fell in love with the business and never turned back.
Which that's just like, that's the natural progression typically, is to start off. It's like, you know, you're just doing whatever you can, just being a good hand helping out and whatnot, and then you're reffing, but at least you're, and like that's such a great spot to be in too, is like that referee spot.
That's where you learn everything.
Right.
You know, that's how, I think most of the professional wrestlers that started, always started refereeing first. You know, at that age, you know, when I was starting. But it was different because we had, I mean, it was different coming into the business for us because it was a shoot back then to everybody else, right? And so you really had to be in shape. You had to be able to handle yourself. You know, it was really hard to get in this business, you know, and not everybody could do it. Because I can remember a lot of football players coming in there to the dungeon and getting just, oh my God, just their legs broken, their arms broken from Hiro Matsuda coming in there. You see grown men crying, you know. It's just really wild how it started, you know.
Yeah,
So,
you like couldn't just get into it. Like
No.
you had, yeah, right. I mean, there's an infamous story where Hogan, like
yeah,
had like his
I was
ankle.
with that. I was there
There
when
you
it
go.
happened. It was crazy. So, you know, it was just different the way to get in that back then. Now, you know, it's you have to be in shape. You have to be able to handle yourself, but
Right.
it's not as hard back then.
We have another encyclopedia for Carter Cole from Richmond, Virginia. Marcus Bryant asking, how do I get an autograph? Get it right now, 80swrestlingcon.com. You don't have much time, Marcus. We're coming down to the final minutes here. So get that order in for Orient Express, for Max Moon. Marvin Gale has a question. He said, what was it like working WrestleMania 6, which was your first time, except Paul Diamond? Okay, so yeah, because you had worked Mania 6 alongside Sato, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's get it on, man, right? And it was really it was like the coolest thing ever because, I mean, it was a heck of a crowd and sold out, and it was at the Toronto Sky Dome.
Yeah.
Amazing place, man, and it was great. It was awesome, man. I mean, what can you say? That's like what do you call it? Super Bowl.
Right,
It was
absolutely.
really awesome, man.
And we have another encyclopedia come in, property of Robert Williams. These encyclopedias are such a great idea to get signed. Just get multiple
Right on.
autographs, all in the same shot. And once again, a couple more reminders. You have just about 15 minutes, if that, to get those final orders in at 80swrestlingcon.com for the Orient Express, for Max Moon. We have a question. Did you guys yourself ever get starstruck at any point when getting into the business, maybe at first, or getting a chance to work with
Only when I
somebody
met
for the
Paul
first time?
Diamond.
Only Paul Diamond.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, I mean, in the dress, I mean, it was hard to be starstruck because, like most of the guys that were big stars at the time, were like I grew up with, you know, because I was in the business. And my father was in the business, and he would have all these guys over all the time, you know. And you grew up with them,
Right.
so you didn't think of them as wrestlers or anything like that. You just thought they were my dad's friends, you know. And it was cool, you know. But you know, it's different. I mean, they're family. They're not stars.
Right, you're seeing them around, like probably at the house, I would assume, right?
Right.
Like you're having them over.
Yeah,
at your
because my
dad's.
dad would have them over for dinner or, you know, whatever. And then, you know, we grew up with them. So
Yeah.
it was like Antonio Inoki, he's like a smash superstar.
Right.
He fought Muhammad Ali, you know, and he stayed with us for a couple months at our house. You know, I didn't even know it, you know. It was
Yeah.
Wow, you know, what a big star he was in Japan.
Pretty crazy, especially to think like how many kids were probably jealous. to
Yeah,
know that all
it's
those,
amazing. 'Cause
like,
I didn't
amazing,
know.
yeah.
I didn't know he was a big thing.
We have from Carter Cole sending in infamous old school
Wow.
logo
Check out that.
WWF flag to get signed.
Yeah,
Right.
find this spot here. We're gonna do it up at the top. Let's do it.
And we're starting
Yeah,
to
we're
wind
gonna be
down
silver
here.
here.
So remember 80swrestlingcon.com, Orient Express, Max Moon here for just a little while longer. And coming up, Jake the Snake Roberts at 2 p.m. Of course, you can always go back at any point on the 80s Wrestling page. Check out the signing from earlier today with Haku, Steve Kern, a.k.a. Skinner.
You wanna put Orient Express? Please, thank you. We get a Kato here in silver.
And another question regarding preference here from Jeff Kerman. If you preferred being the more stoic, like down to business Orient Express, or the more larger than life Bad Company. If you had a preference, Bad Company.
I agree.
For sure.
And yeah, Robert won.
You're not gonna hit me with that, are you?
No, no, I'm sorry.
Making sure.
No.
I think I took too many of those.
Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Robert Williams once again.
Right on.
This
oh,
time-
you see, he's gonna do it. I knew it.
That's
What's
it.
called?
And then there's silver on this screen. So this Whoops. Same
And
thing, signature and Mr. Orient Express.
thank you, Matthew Lee, who's thanking you guys for helping start and make the tag team division worth watching.
Thank you.
And as
Oh,
well
that's
as
cool.
Much appreciate the compliment.
Karen coming through once again. Just want to say thank you so much. It's been lovely seeing you all.
Thank you.
And Barry Hatchett just paid for a Bad Company pick. So Barry,
Thank you,
gonna
Barry.
be getting that coming through in just a second. No worries, Barry. We got you covered. Coming on right to the minute. We have Dennis asking Pat for how's the wrestling school come along in Fargo.
It's going great, man. I got a lot of people coming out this year, so I have ready, 2 that are ready to go. So I tell you what, it's been one heck of a year. It's been hard with COVID, but we're going through it and getting through it. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
And what's the name of your school?
Tanaka Productions.
Tanaka Productions. Check that in Fargo.
Oh, sorry about that.
And we have Emil, the #1 80s wrestling fan, shocker.
Wow.
This awesome, massive picture here of Fuji and the Orient
Holy
Express.
cow.
Holy
Dang.
cow!
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's
Thank you.
Barry.
God.
Damn.
We're gonna do this in red.
We're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Got you covered, Barry. Don't
This
worry,
is
we're
what he
taking.
like written on it, and then Orient Express, Tanaka, and.
180s wrestling.
Wow.
And Doug Myers is asking. He said Pat had a cool jacket that said Hollywood on the back. Does he still have it?
No, I don't.
He said it was cool.
Thank you very much.
Compliments on the jacket from Doug Myers. Doug Myers, man, with an easy name to pronounce. I mean, at least it's not written either, like I'm looking at right here on Facebook Live. But regardless, it only took me 2 hours to get somebody's name right. As we're about to wrap up here, guys, do not forget, 2 p.m. we are coming back at you with Jake the Snake Roberts and Ryan Marr.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
one more coming here for Bad Company. This is for Barry Hatchett. He's asking
Right
in
on.
red, just the signature. Thank you, Barry. We've got you all taken care of.
All over the place, right?
There you go.
We need the red back.
Okay.
There's the red for that one.
So guys, one more reminder, because we're just about to finish up 80swrestlingcon.com. Jake the Snake Roberts coming up very shortly, 2 p.m. with Ryan joining us once again. And I just want to say thank you to Pat,
Thank you guys.
to Paul. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you
And we'll
guys.
see
Appreciate
you
it, man.
2 o'clock.